Kadomatsu is gate pine, the pine that you put at the entryway of your house to welcome the Shinto deity Toshigami-sama. And you want him to come in because he represents prosperity, good health for the new year, but he won't come in unless he's welcomed. It derives from the Shinto tradition. And it believes that there are spirits and deities that inhabit the earth in all sorts of natural objects, like trees and rocks and streams. Buddhism came to Japan in the 7th century, but it coexisted very well. It was very complementary to Shinto. Both religions believe in the interdependence of humans with their natural environment. In Japan, people go to both Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples, and you don't have to choose between the two. My grandmother actually came from a long line of Shinto priests. When I was growing up, we did celebrate Japanese New Year's. We didn't really decorate the house that much. We usually had our Christmas decorations up. Dawn grew up in Nassau County. I grew up in the South Shore. And when I was growing up, there were really very few Asians or Asian Americans. We always had to go into the city to get Japanese food. We couldn't even get things like tofu or ginger. It's a very different type of world then. No one ate raw fish. No one ate sushi. We'd go to the fish market, and the guys would say to my mother, "Okay, we know, Mrs. Inaba, you want it really fresh. You're going to eat it raw." I always found that to be a little embarrassing. I knew I was Japanese American. I knew I was Buddhist, and my parents always made sure that we were proud of it. You know, because I think there was only one family, I didn't feel that different. It was only until I got into college where I met people who had grown up in similar conditions, the only black family in a white neighborhood, or the only Japanese American family in the neighborhood, that, you know, I recognized that there's part of my culture and part of my identity that I really had never focused on before. We didn't have very many Japanese decorations for Japanese New Year, so in fact, Dawn and I only started making these and started decorating our house maybe about 10 years ago. And we discovered these in Maui, where there's a pretty sizable Japanese American community. Dawn and I live on Shelter Island. It's about 100 miles east of New York City, and it's very quiet and it's very serene. We get our bamboo from our local dump. This one here?
That one.
That one right there?
Yeah.
Okay. And look, you can go in too.
We've got our piece of raw bamboo from the bamboo forest. The next step is to cut it to size. I'm going to use my trusty compound miter saw, also known as a chop box. Okay, now we have 3 pieces of bamboo.
Historically, the Kadomatsu was cut just straight across, horizontally. The story is that the first Tokugawa shogun, Tokugawa Ieyasu, in the early part of the 17th century, in a fit of anger, of pique, after losing his only battle, he slashed the bamboo horizontally, obliquely like this, and said, next time he was going to vanquish his rivals.
Now we reset the miter saw to a 45-degree angle. And the next step is to proceed over to the work table where we're going to glue them up. We're using an all-purpose silicone, clear silicone adhesive.
So Kadomatsu come in all different sizes in Japan. You can get ones that are as small as a couple of inches tall, tiny ones. And then there's some that can be four feet tall that are placed in front of doors.
I'm going to put this together with wire ties, also go zip ties. And then finally, I'll just use a piece of paper towel to take off a little bit of the excess sealant.
And you leave it on overnight to set. My father encouraged me to study Japanese and to study Japanese art and literature. He grew up in California, living a very Californian existence. Played varsity tennis, swam, was an Eagle Scout. And then when he was in high school, he and his whole family were interned at the relocation camps. First they went to the Santa Anita stables and had to live in the horse stalls for about 4 months. And then they were sent to Gila River, where he stayed until he was allowed to leave to go to college. They allowed some of the young folks to go to college as long as they had a college that would sponsor them. And that's why you see a lot of people of my dad's generation who left the camps to go to school going to religious colleges, because the religious colleges were willing to sponsor these young Japanese Americans. My dad went to a small Methodist college in Ohio. And then after that, he was enlisted. And he served in the U.S. Army during the occupation. My mom grew up in Maui. And she wanted to open up her own dress shop. So she came to New York and went to design school and then worked on 7th Avenue. But once she met my dad, that was it. No more dress shop on Maui. She ended up staying here and having a family. My parents met at a adult Buddhist Association picnic up in Bear Mountain.
They invited themselves. Yeah, that's how I met them, to somebody that we both knew. He was a boy from Maui, and then he introduced us to, us, Dad and me. And then that's how I met him.
Do you remember the old Buddhist church when you first went there?
Well, it's a small church. There's few, very few Japanese, and then the Buddhists. We had a connection with from Maui, so that's where I went. That's so that my grandma doesn't have to worry about me.
Yeah, because your mother was pretty active, wasn't she?
Yeah, very, very active.
In Kahului Temple.
She took care of all the money that the church had.
The Women's Association
Cashier.
treasurer.
Yeah,
I remember
treasure.
that.
Yeah, treasure.
She used to go collect everyone's dues by knocking on their door. She took me once. With her little box, she'd collect everyone's $10.
It was a lot of work for her. But she was, very religious, so she would do it even though she was so busy herself.
Okay, now that we've let the glue set on the three pieces of bamboo overnight, we're going to use some sisal twine that I got at our local True Value hardware store. And we're just going to wrap it around the center. Well, we're going to go and cut some pine for the final decoration part of the Kadomatsu. I can cut a branch of the blue spruce. This sort of makes a nice little decoration. Bamboo is not the most essential part of the Kadomatsu decoration. It's really the pine or the branches of the pine. After my father got out of the Army, on the GI Bill, he got an MBA at Columbia. Warren Buffett was in his class. But he couldn't get a job. He wanted to be an international banker, and there was so much discrimination in those days. He couldn't get a job even though his advisor was the chief economist at Chase. So he ended up going back and getting a doctorate at Columbia, and it turned out to be a good thing for him because he loved teaching. I think he had ambitions for me to become a Japanese scholar. As it turned out, I was terrible at the Japanese language. I mean, the Japanese teachers tried to encourage me to drop out and do something else. It's sort of funny, today I'm taking Japanese classes at Japan Society, just for fun. Oh, I'd like to show you something in the yard that it's one of the special things I have. So why don't we walk over, just over here, and we can take a look at my Jizo Bosatsu. And I wanted to show everyone this because it's a lovely sculpture done by Tom Matsuda, who is an artist and a teacher up in Massachusetts, and he does wonderful Buddhist influenced sculptures. This is one of them. I thought he looked really nice under the blue spruce. In the back there's some bamboo, and then he looks west into the creek. So I thought that was a nice direction for him to face, looking west into the western paradise. Now that we've finished wrapping the twine around it, pretty much the last step in decorating, this will be to cut off the wire ties and then to decorate with some pine branches and, in our case, some ilex berries. The traditional decoration is usually plum blossoms because they actually bloom in the late winter and in the cold in Japan, or kale, but since I don't have either, we're going to go with a little bit Christmas theme ilex berry. So Japanese New Year's, Christmas, you can use it for both. Japanese actually did celebrate the Lunar New Year, I believe, up until the Meiji Restoration, when Japan decided it was going to modernize and become westernized. And they switched over to the Gregorian calendar. 2021 is the year of the ox, and we have our akabeki, which is a regional decoration. There's a whole story behind it in Japan. And we'll put that with our Kadomatsu. Happy New Year, everyone! Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu! These New Year's activities and events are our way of virtually celebrating with you. But since the New York Buddhist Church must be closed during the coronavirus pandemic, we hope you will be generous at this time, if you can. You can donate by going to the New York Buddhist Church's website or by sending a check. We're grateful for whatever you can contribute. Thank you so very much.
I'm Masako Gibeault, the Ikebana instructor today. I will be explaining a little bit of the Ikebana history and the flower for New Year's. After that, it will be demonstration the Ikebana. Ikebana started about 600 years ago in the Ikenobo school in Kyoto, Japan, originally to put in front of the Buddhas. My Ikebana school is called Ryusei-ha and become independent from that Ikenobo school 134 years ago. The Ryusei-ha has a traditional style from Ikenobo school and other free styles. In Japan, the New Year's flower has been arranged according to traditional ideas. Shochikubai, which is pine, bamboo, and plum. This has a meaning of congratulations. First, pine. Pine is a green, evergreen tree, so it has green leaves all year. For that, it has a meaning of eternal life. Next is bamboo. Bamboo does not shed its leaves or break in half even in bad weather and strong wind. For that, it has the meaning of strong ambition. Lastly, plum. Such plum bloom earlier than other flowers in early spring. It has the meaning of good luck. Today, I'll arrange Japanese New Year's flower with bamboo basket, pine, chrysanthemum, and plum instead of red berries. I'm a little bit talk about Ikebana special, some stuff. This is Ikebana shader. Little funny style. So, and this one is very strong. So, because cutting with branches and many branches, very strong branches, we can cut in this one. So, and we have a special another one. We could came down this kind of needle, lots of needles. So this is very sharp. So today I'm already putting on the kendan on the this bamboo basket. Inside I have another inner. So this basket I bought Pennsylvania, Ikebana International, some in the chapters, Pennsylvania chapters, and the demonstration. I went to their demonstration. That time I bought this is antique. I don't know how long time ago, maybe 100, more than 100, I guess. They make a bamboo. So usually in Japan, using bamboo, little bamboo cutting, so using for a container, but here we don't have it now. So, and many times very important, I telling many times for my student, and Ikebana is not just a style, not just beautiful. Ikebana with heart. So first time you have to love the flowers. So because also you have to appreciate for flowers because you're cutting nature. And if you're cutting some small things or broken something, don't throw out, putting some small glass and small container, many things, okay. You have to keeping that one because I don't like waste for nature. So this pine is very nice. This pine came from my son's house. He living in the beach area in Japan here. I don't know reason, so maybe I guess pine very strong for some in the beach weather. So very nice. So I cutting and so also my school have some very important phase of plant. you have to first time watching some many, flowers face. If this watching just 1 inch changing, many faces changing, this is a bad feeling. So this is very important. Also cutting many kind of, so because of this pine, it's very strong. And sometimes the pine sticky come in, that time you can washing in the first time, wipe for oil, and after washing it, okay. It's strong. Okay, so another pine, put in here, maybe here. So, and not the plum, but third my feeling plum. This one to cutting some very hard branch. It's strong. So next plum, maybe little bit. Even the take off these berries, you put a small glass, very nice, inside the water. Little bit feeling more light. I'm a demonstration at the forefront of yours. So I'm chrysanthemum. You're cutting not so shaded, just broken good, because it become this and fiber suck the water is good. Some people say that I'm demonstration time. How to know that you are and watching backside? I say that I'm joking. My eyes here. So because I'm starting Ikebana at 18 years old, like my Ikebana is my and whole life. So I know Ikebana, and I know the many flowers. This is very traditional Japanese material using New Year's flowers. Next, I arrange flower for holiday season. Depending on your creativity, even with flower from the daily, you can create a celebration flowers. Today I'm using this container. This container looks like made in Italy, I guess, but I bought it and some in discount store. Some people buy in the antique shop with anything is okay. So this one is eucalyptus. I don't know, in English people do different of talking. Just, I bought this on the daily. You saw many dailies recently, how many eucalyptus? We have many techniques. Also, my school have a traditional style. So, because of traditional style, we don't have a kens and anything. We can use in kind of, say, nature only. So, this is baby breath. I like this name, Usually flower name is Latin, but many countries make a nickname. This country's name is baby breath, and the Japanese name is Kasumiso. But looks like baby breath. So nice. Now this container is kind of a container we don't use in the Kenza. Just we are putting some in a technique. We have a many technique, keeping for flowers, some material. And kind of flower stem is a little weak, so we can cutting straight many times. But you can cut anything is okay, but roses. Every daily selling roses every time, so you can make many things. Or some you like the flower, just your idea making. So, and sometimes seasons, it's many people feeling color, red and green. It's some season Christmas or something. New Year's too. We call this kind of oridome, not broken, and put in here. Because broken is no good to suck the water, but not broken and just bend it only suck the water. So flower is survive. And also many people say that, oh, you need a flower some 3 or 5 or 7 or something. You don't need it. Just if you're beautiful, it's okay. Freestyle doesn't need that kind of rule. So many idea, if you don't have a nice, or container, you can make your own container, because sometimes somebody giving a flower, some glass containers, you cover some nice fabric or paper. It's container too. I'm using that one many times. Sometimes I'm using Japanese and paper, Japanese paper and washi, you could washi. Ikebana sometimes using kind of back of flower, you can see that, but little bit watching some color, something that you are feeling. They have some flower, more imagination with big, so more deep feeling coming. But if kind of broken, but this one go inside the water is okay. Okay. So I have another. Roll it. So this one, so I have the last one. Also many leaves take off inside the water because of bad water coming. This one, little bit. Need something. Okay, so this one I forgot the name. It's yellow one. Looks like a bonbon. So today my arrangement is feeding some, kind of, and happy feeling. It's kind of pop up. So Ikebana, I said Ikebana come from Buddhism. There are many times before now that I can do that. And arrangement flower for altar. So, and also that time I'm thinking flower for altar. So if in altar here, the flower is coming, looks like flower go to the, and some, put that something. This is very important because this flower, where come from, go to the where, whose flowers, very important. So, almost done, I guess. And usually we can using technique, many technique, I said from, and we have many techniques from traditional style. And sometimes inside the container have some stick in the inside the container, so I'm not so moving in the flower or something. So, okay, I'm not broken that one, just bend. Some usually Ikebana is not too much using in the materials. So some people the Ikebana it's good because we don't need so even the party flowers, not too much and flowers. Some Western style, lots of flowers get together. We very important. It's space. Space making something feeling, more imagination come in. Okay. Okay, my feeling and holiday season flowers. Just I bought daily flowers only. So you can do that. So I hope you will enjoy the Ikebana demonstration. Also, I hope you are more love the flower. Just you bought not a special flower, regular flowers. Okay, you can making your idea. So sometimes I say that sometimes put in some, this one, not a nice container you feeling, put in some paper and fabric. Anything is okay. I'm introducing my assistant. She is qualified as a master and now study to become an Ikebana artist. From now on, she will be teaching beginners.
Hi everyone, my name is Meng Bing. Pleasure meeting you all.
Finally, thank you for watching today's demonstration. Today I show you a kimono. This kimono came from Kyoto. This is kind of modern style kimono. So also I have a obi. This is a hanhaba, a kind of casual obi. Kimono is silk, but casual we call common. So and this obi is a little bit funny. I can show you. Can you see the backside have a cat? So because today is my demonstration for New Year's, so I wear kimono. I have my Instagram, so if anyone is interested, please have a look. Thank you so much.
These New Year's activities and events are our way of virtually celebrating with you. But since the New York Buddhist Church must be closed during the coronavirus pandemic, we hope you will be generous at this time, if you can. You can donate by going to the New York Buddhist Church's website or by sending a check. We're grateful for whatever you can contribute. Thank you so very much.